Dr. Mark, thanks again for coming out and talking to us about lawn care. Now, this is Dr. Mark Slavens, the turf expert from Scott's, and we're here in the heat of the summer on what appears to be a little bit of a stressed lawn. What kind of tips could you give this homeowner to bring this back up into a little bit more acceptable look?
Yeah, there's some simple things you can do to actually have a better looking lawn in the summer when it gets hot and it gets dry. First thing we want to recommend is when people mow their lawns, we want to mow those lawns about as tall as your mower setting will go.
So 2.5, 3 inches?
2.5 at a minimum, but we can even go taller. In fact, 3 to 4 inches is a good recommendation.
Oh, great.
And so we don't have...
What does that do?
Well, what it does, the taller your grass grows on top, the deeper the roots grow down into the soil.
Excellent.
So the deeper the roots, the longer they can survive without water, and they can also find water deeper in the soil.
Okay. And it also helps shade the soil more so that the soil stays cooler and you lose less water.
That's right. Well, watering is really important. And so when we water, a simple tip is just to make sure we water either in the early morning or the late evening. We want to do it when temperatures are cooler and there's less wind, because we don't want water blowing all over the place, and we don't want that water evaporating in the heat of the day.
I'm sure that sprinkler choice has a lot to do with how much water evaporates or is lost. And I think one of the worst offenders out there is this popular old standby. Couple problems with this sprinkler.
That one will send the water so high up in the air, if it's got even the least amount of a breeze, it can blow water away. And so we'd actually prefer to use sprinklers that shoot a more horizontal pattern, lower to the ground, like a rainbird type sprinkler system.
That's the type.
Those work really good.
Okay.
And you want a sprinkler system that puts out a pretty big droplet size. The finer the mist, the easier it is to blow away as well. So a larger droplet size will hit that soil and go down deeper into the soil as well.
So while you're watering your lawn, if you see a lot of mist rising from your sprinkler head, turn down the volume a little bit, get that pressure reduced, and you won't have as much mist and you won't lose as much water.
Yeah, that's a simple thing you can do. And then just make sure that you're watering so that it's not going onto the driveway or onto the sidewalks, making sure you're keeping that water onto your lawn or your planting beds.
Now
so
that
you're
can
not
be
wasting
tricky.
water. It can be tricky,
That can
but
be tricky.
It's an important thing to do.
Now the one thing I would say that you don't want to do during the summer is aerate.
That's right. If you aerate in the summertime, your grass is already pretty stressed out. If you aerate, you can do some significant damage to it and it won't recover very well. And you can actually lose some grass if you do that. So if you're going to aerate, spring when the temperatures are cool, or in the fall is a great time when you're overseeding or recovering your lawn from the hot summer temperatures.
Excellent. Well, those are some really good tips. Dr. Mark from Scott's, we appreciate you coming out. Thanks again for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.